Today, we're delving into a topic that's essential for every man to grasp: how high-value men, not just any men, but the genuine article, engage in conversations with women. Modern dating is often characterized by confusion, drama, and emotional roller coasters, but here's the crucial difference: high-value men navigate this landscape with a unique approach, wielding the power of Stoicism as their guiding principle. This isn't about resorting to manipulative tactics, attempting to portray a fabricated persona, or feigning coolness. It's not about cheesy pickup lines or artificial displays of confidence, but rather about embodying pure, unshakable inner strength. I'm going to equip you with 10 critical strategies that will enable you to engage in conversations with women like a high-value man, mastering the art of communication by controlling your emotions and projecting an aura of unwavering self-assurance. By the end of this exploration, you won't merely be a man who piques a woman's interest, you'll be the man they actively pursue. Modern dating may be flawed, but we're here to rectify that. Stick around, and I promise you'll emerge with practical strategies that will fundamentally alter the dynamics of your interactions and empower you to take control of your dating life. Let's begin. Strategy 1: Calm confidence in conversations, the unshakable foundation of attraction. Let's begin with the foundational element of being a high-value man: calm confidence. If you find yourself reacting emotionally to every comment or action a woman makes, you've already ceded control of the situation. Here's a potentially controversial truth: women are inherently drawn to emotional control, not emotional chaos. In today's world, where so many are fixated on social media validation and immersed in drama, men who maintain their composure are a rare commodity, and women readily take notice. When you're engaged in a conversation with a woman, never allow her to witness you sweat. You are in control of your emotions, and that control is a powerful signal. When she tests your patience, teases you, or throws you a curveball, maintain your calm. The reason high-value men excel in conversations with women is simple: they don't react emotionally. Women aren't merely seeking someone who's enjoyable to be around, they're biologically predisposed to seek a man who can effectively handle pressure and maintain stability. When you maintain your composure, particularly in awkward or high-tension situations, you're subtly communicating, "I'm not like the others. I am solid and dependable." Imagine a scenario where you're on a date, and the conversation takes an unexpected turn, perhaps with a comment that might typically unsettle most men. If you remain centered, respond calmly, and even inject a touch of humor, you've demonstrated more inherent value than any expensive outfit or impressive job title ever could. When you're in a conversation and feel the urge to become defensive, explain yourself, justify your actions, or react emotionally, pause, take a deep breath, and allow your response to originate from a place of calm, deliberate control. Watch as your words carry significantly more weight and resonate with greater impact. Projecting calm confidence isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them, channeling them, and responding with intention rather than impulsivity. Strategy 2: Speaking with purpose, the power of intentional communication. Here's a critical area where the majority of men stumble: they talk excessively. High-value men don't speak merely to fill the silence. When they engage in conversation with women, every word is carefully chosen and serves a specific purpose. They don't ramble, they don't inundate the conversation with meaningless chatter, they speak when it matters, and they understand how to effectively utilize silence to their advantage. This is one of the most frequently overlooked tactics in modern dating, yet it's incredibly powerful. Silence, when strategically employed, communicates confidence, self-assurance, and a lack of neediness. It conveys that you're comfortable in your own skin, that you don't require validation or approval from her, and that you're secure enough to allow the conversation to breathe. That's a rare and valuable quality in a world where everyone is vying to outtalk and overshare. A man who speaks with purpose inherently stands out. Women are often fatigued by hearing the same predictable lines, the same generic compliments, the same tired routines. Here's a practical example of how to implement this strategy. Instead of simply telling her she's pretty, as countless other men undoubtedly do, offer something more authentic and impactful: "You have a truly interesting perspective. I'd love to hear more. You've now piqued her interest, opened the door for a deeper, more meaningful conversation, and demonstrated a genuine desire to understand her thoughts and ideas. Practice speaking less and prioritizing active listening. When you do choose to speak, ensure your words are thoughtful, meaningful, and purposeful. You'll discover that women will respect you significantly more when you create space for silence and allow your words to carry greater weight. The art of speaking with purpose is about valuing the quality of your communication over the quantity, choosing your words deliberately, and allowing silence to amplify the impact of your message. Strategy 3: Emotional detachment from rejection, defying expectations with unwavering self-worth. Let's tackle the often dreaded topic of rejection. This is where countless men unravel, allowing their fear of rejection to dictate their actions and erode their self-confidence. But high-value men possess a fundamentally different perspective. They don't allow rejection to define them. They understand that it's not personal and certainly not a reflection of their inherent worth. High-value men recognize that not every woman will be interested in them, and that's perfectly acceptable. When a woman isn't feeling a connection, they don't fall apart, they don't become desperate, they simply smile, nod, and move on with their lives. Think about it logically: why allow a single interaction to dictate your perception of your own value? The truth is that women are significantly more attracted to men who are unfazed by rejection because it signals emotional strength and a secure sense of self-worth. When you remain unaffected by rejection, you're subtly communicating that your confidence originates from within, not from external validation. That's an incredibly rare and desirable quality in today's dating landscape. Women are accustomed to men who crumble at the slightest hint of disinterest, so when they encounter someone who doesn't even flinch in the face of rejection, it sparks their curiosity and shifts the power dynamics. If a woman senses that rejection will devastate you, she's going to lose respect almost immediately. However, when she observes that you can confidently walk away, even after being turned down, it fundamentally alters the dynamic. You become the man who doesn't require her approval to feel good about himself, and that's an incredibly attractive position to occupy. This is where you truly set yourself apart from the majority of men. The Stoic man is always mentally prepared to lose, and that's because he's not emotionally invested in the outcome of a single interaction. He understands that his confidence isn't contingent on one woman, one date, or one moment in time. He's playing the long game, and women can instinctively sense that. Rejection becomes largely irrelevant because he possesses a clear understanding of the bigger picture, of his own inherent worth, and of his long-term goals. His emotional detachment makes him stand out from the crowd, and suddenly, the woman who initially rejected him may find herself second-guessing her decision. The moment you demonstrate that rejection doesn't shake you, you've turned the tables, and that kind of self-assuredness is magnetic. When you face rejection, resist the urge to react negatively or emotionally. Instead, smile, thank her for her time, and walk away with your head held high. This isn't merely about being polite, it's about conveying a clear message: I am not easily affected, I am someone who doesn't place my self-worth in the hands of others, and I'm confident in my ability to attract someone who is genuinely interested in me. And that is an incredibly powerful position to occupy. Strategy 4: Maintaining composure in any situation, the Stoic's unwavering strength. How often have you found yourself in a heated exchange, perhaps during a date or a disagreement, and felt the overwhelming urge to explode emotionally? The majority of men succumb to this impulse, allowing the situation to dictate their behavior and, in doing so, relinquishing control over how they are perceived. But here's a critical insight: composure is power. In today's drama-saturated dating landscape, the man who consistently maintains his cool invariably wins. Women are constantly testing men, probing their emotional boundaries to gauge how they'll react under pressure. The moment you become defensive, the moment you start losing your composure, you lose respect. High-value men, on the other hand, remain calm, collected, and unshakable, regardless of the circumstances. Even when the conversation becomes tense, they don't break. If she's challenging you, you stay calm. If she's testing you, you don't flinch. You remain in complete control of your emotions and your reactions. Women are naturally drawn to men who can effectively handle themselves under pressure. That's the defining characteristic of a high-value individual. Practice cultivating composure in everyday conflicts. The next time someone irritates you, resist the urge to react immediately. Take a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and allow yourself some space to process the situation. You'll find that you have significantly more control over the outcome when you respond with calm, deliberate intention rather than impulsive emotion. Strategy 5, Active Listening, the rare art of genuine engagement. We inhabit a world characterized by relentless distraction, smartphones, social media, endless notifications, and everyone seems to be in a perpetual rush to utter their next thought. But here's a profound truth that has the potential to revolutionize how women perceive you. One of the most alluring qualities a man can possess is the ability to be fully present in a conversation. When a high-value man engages in conversation with a woman, he's not merely physically present, he's 100% mentally engaged as well. He actively listens, he demonstrates genuine interest, and he makes her feel as though she's the only person in the room. That level of focused attention is incredibly rare in today's society, and that's precisely what makes it so incredibly valuable. Here's the reality: the majority of men are simply waiting for their turn to speak. They may be nodding along superficially, but in their minds, they're already formulating their next clever retort or rehearsing their carefully constructed anecdote. However, when you actively listen without interrupting, without mentally preparing your next line, and without allowing your thoughts to wander, you immediately distinguish yourself from the masses. You're subtly communicating that you're different from every other man she's ever encountered. In a world where women often feel unheard, marginalized, and dismissed, providing them with your undivided attention is a complete game changer. And it's not solely about passively nodding along, it's about making her genuinely feel like what she's saying matters, like her thoughts and opinions hold value. Maintain consistent eye contact, offer thoughtful responses, and even ask follow-up questions that demonstrate you're actively paying attention to the details of her narrative. This level of engagement makes her feel valued, appreciated, and understood, and that's where authentic connection truly begins to blossom. Practice active listening by consciously putting your phone away, resisting the impulse to check notifications, and preventing your mind from drifting off to what you're going to say next. Simply be present in the moment, and allow her to command your undivided attention. You'll immediately notice how much more engaged she becomes when she senses that you're genuinely interested in what she has to say. This focused attention sets the stage for a deeper, more meaningful connection and lays the groundwork for a lasting impression. Strategy 6, Stoic Body Language, Communicating Power Without Uttering a Word. Body language speaks volumes, often more eloquently than words. In fact, the vast majority of communication is nonverbal, transpiring beneath the surface of conscious awareness. Before you even open your mouth, your body is already transmitting signals, and here's the crucial point: most men are completely oblivious to how much they communicate nonverbally. The way you stand, the way you move, the way you make or avoid eye contact, these all convey subtle messages, and women are exceptionally adept at picking up on these cues. High-value men command attention not just through their words but through the way they carry themselves. Are you standing tall, projecting confidence, or are you slouching, conveying insecurity? Are your movements deliberate and controlled, or are you fidgeting nervously? Is your eye contact confident and unwavering, or are you shifting your gaze anxiously? All of these seemingly insignificant details contribute significantly to how women perceive you, often before you've even uttered a single word. Imagine this scenario: you enter a room, saying nothing, but because of the way you carry yourself, your mere presence commands attention. This is the power of body language, and high-value men understand that their presence alone can speak volumes. They don't fidget nervously, they don't slump their shoulders in a posture of defeat, and they certainly don't avoid eye contact. Instead, they stand tall, move with intention, and maintain steady, confident eye contact. It's as if they're silently proclaiming to the world, "I am in control, I am comfortable in my own skin, and I am not easily shaken. Women are inherently visual creatures, they instinctively read into these physical cues more than you might imagine. If your body language reveals nervousness, insecurity, or a lack of confidence, they'll pick up on it almost immediately. However, when you display calm, controlled, and deliberate movements, they sense that you're confident, composed, and completely comfortable in your own skin. This kind of nonverbal communication is immensely attractive, signaling inner strength and self-assurance. Here's another key detail to consider: speed matters. Men who rush through their movements, whether it's walking, talking, or even gesturing, often come across as anxious, uncertain, and lacking in self-control. High-value men, on the other hand, move slowly and deliberately. Their actions are measured, purposeful, and exude an air of calm confidence. Whether they're reaching for a drink, adjusting their posture, or turning to look someone in the eye, every movement is performed with intention and control. There's no rush, no nervous energy, just a subtle yet powerful display of self-assurance. Pay close attention to your body language, consciously practicing standing tall, making strong eye contact, and moving with deliberate intention. Slow down your movements, take your time with each action, and let it be infused with purpose and control. By implementing these simple adjustments, you'll instantly elevate your presence, begin commanding the attention of the room before you even speak, and subtly communicate a message of confidence and self-assuredness that will not only make you more attractive to women but will also shift the way you're perceived by everyone around you. Strategy 7: Mastering Emotional Control, the Stoic's Unyielding Fortress. We've all found ourselves in situations where emotions run high, where drama pulls you in, where tensions escalate, and you feel as though you're on the verge of losing control. The majority of men succumb to this trap, becoming defensive, lashing out impulsively, or, even worse, allowing their emotions to completely dictate their actions. In those critical moments, they're not in control, their emotions are, and that's where they inevitably lose. But here's the empowering realization: high-value men don't allow emotions to govern their behavior. They understand that emotional control is their most potent weapon, their unyielding fortress in the face of adversity. Here's something you need to internalize: women are instinctively drawn to emotional strength. They want to assess whether you can maintain your composure when things get difficult, whether you can weather the storms of life without crumbling under pressure. Think about it: how many men do you know who react emotionally to the most trivial of matters? It's a common sight, but when you're the man who can consistently maintain his cool, remain calm, and refuse to be drawn into the chaos, you immediately stand out as an exception. When a woman tests you emotionally, it's not necessarily because she wants you to fail. Rather, she's attempting to gauge whether you can handle the pressure, whether you're the kind of man who will stand strong in the face of emotional turmoil or if you'll simply fold under the weight of it all. If you become emotional, react impulsively, or lose your temper, she'll likely perceive you as just another man who can't effectively manage stress. However, if you remain calm, composed, and rational, she'll begin to view you as someone different, someone who's in control regardless of the circumstances. High-value men understand that emotions are transient, fleeting experiences and that becoming ensnared in them only leads to poor decision-making and regrettable actions. The ability to detach from emotional chaos and remain grounded in logic and reason is one of the most attractive qualities you can cultivate. Imagine being in the midst of a heated argument and, instead of raising your voice or becoming defensive, you pause, take a moment to think, and respond calmly and thoughtfully. That demonstrates real strength, the kind of strength that women inherently admire and respect. Here's the harsh, but necessary, truth: women want to be with a man who can protect them, not just physically, but emotionally as well. If you're easily swayed by emotions, how can you effectively offer that protection and stability? You need to demonstrate that you're grounded, unshakable, and that no amount of emotional drama can knock you off balance. This doesn't imply that you should ignore her emotions or dismiss her feelings, but it does mean that you don't allow her emotions to become your own. You maintain your center, you remain in control, and you provide a steady presence amidst the storm. The next time drama enters the conversation, whether it's with a woman, a friend, or even at work, take a moment to step back and create some distance. Don't engage emotionally, breathe deeply, stay calm, and respond with logic rather than impulsivity. You'll quickly notice that not only do you gain more control over the situation, but you also command more respect from those around you. The ability to rise above emotional chaos is what truly separates high-value men from the rest. When you refuse to be sucked into the drama, you're not just protecting yourself, you're showing her that you have the capacity to protect her as well, and that's a complete game changer. Strategy 8: Asking thoughtful questions, unveiling depth beyond surface-level conversation. Most men tend to ask the same predictable, often mundane questions. What do you do for work? What's your favorite movie? But here's the pivotal distinction: high-value men delve deeper, asking thoughtful, meaningful questions that spark genuine conversations and reveal the true essence of the person they're interacting with. They demonstrate a genuine interest in understanding the individual before them and utilize questions to forge a deeper connection. Women are often accustomed to surface-level interactions and superficial inquiries, so when you initiate a conversation with something more substantial, it often catches them off guard in a pleasant way. They're used to men skimming the surface, never truly diving into what makes them unique, what ignites their passions, or what shapes their perspectives. When you exhibit genuine curiosity and ask thoughtful questions, it subtly conveys that you're not like the other men they've encountered, that you're not merely attempting to pass the time or impress them with typical small talk. Rather, you're actually interested in them as individuals, in what makes them tick, and in understanding their unique experiences. Here's why this approach is so effective: asking thoughtful questions creates an open pathway for her to express herself in ways that most men don't typically allow. When you delve deeper, you gain the opportunity to know her on a level that fosters a sense of being seen, heard, and truly appreciated. And when a woman feels genuinely understood, she naturally feels more connected to you, creating a bond that transcends superficiality. She'll likely remember that conversation long after it's concluded simply because you provided her with the space to talk about the things that genuinely matter to her. For example, instead of posing the usual, "What do you do for fun?" try asking something more insightful, such as, "What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't had the chance to yet?" Or, "What's a passion you've held since you were a child?" These types of questions require her to think, to reflect, and to invite her to share a piece of herself that most men never even inquire about. Bypass the trivial small talk and venture into more profound territory, asking her about her dreams, her passions, her values, or what truly drives her in life. You'll quickly discover that the conversation becomes significantly more engaging, memorable, and authentic, fostering a connection that resonates far beyond the surface. Strategy 9: Confidence without ego, the quiet power of self-assurance. Here's a crucial distinction to grasp: confidence is everything, but ego is a relationship killer. High-value men are undeniably confident, but they don't feel the need to constantly prove it to others. They don't boast about their accomplishments, they don't attempt to dominate the conversation, and they don't require external validation to feel good about themselves. Their confidence speaks for itself, quietly and effectively, radiating an aura of self-assurance that is both compelling and genuine. This is the kind of confidence that isn't loud or flashy, it's solid, unwavering, and originates from a deep understanding of one's own inherent worth. It's the confidence of a man who knows his value but doesn't feel the need to constantly advertise it to the world. When you exude that kind of quiet confidence, women naturally take notice, drawn to the understated strength and self-assurance you project. You don't need to explicitly tell her you're great, she can see it in the way you carry yourself, in the way you interact with others, and in the way you navigate the world. One of the most pervasive mistakes men make is confusing ego with genuine confidence. They mistakenly believe that by bragging about their accomplishments or showing off their possessions, they'll somehow earn respect or admiration. But here's the controversial truth: the more you attempt to prove yourself to others, the more you reveal your underlying insecurities. Bragging about your job, your car, your status, or any other external marker of success doesn't impress women, it repels them. True confidence is rooted in knowing that you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You walk into a room already understanding your value, and that quiet self-assurance is far more attractive than any boastful words could ever be. Women are inherently turned off by arrogance and egotism. They can see right through it to the underlying insecurity and need for validation. They desire a man who knows who he is comfortable in his own skin, and doesn't feel the need to constantly seek external approval to bolster his self-esteem. When you're quietly confident, when you allow your actions and your demeanor to speak louder than your words, that's when you truly stand out in the best possible way. The next time you're tempted to brag or seek validation, consciously resist the urge. Instead, focus on staying humble, letting your actions speak for you, and allowing your quiet confidence to naturally radiate from within. You'll find that women are far more intrigued and drawn to your genuine self-assurance than any ego-driven attempt to impress them. When you exude this kind of understated confidence, you'll command more respect and attention without having to lift a finger, attracting those who appreciate you for who you are, not for what you possess. Strategy 10, ending with grace, leaving a lasting impression of intrigue. Finally, the manner in which you conclude a conversation is of paramount importance and is an area where many men consistently falter. Too many men overstay their welcome, mistakenly believing that if they continue talking for long enough, they'll eventually utter the perfect words to impress her. But here's the harsh truth: the longer you drag it out, the more likely you are to make things awkward, to say something regrettable, or to inadvertently diminish the initial spark of attraction. High-value men, on the other hand, understand when to gracefully conclude a conversation, leaving the woman intrigued and wanting more. You don't need to force the connection, you don't cling to the interaction out of desperation for validation, and you don't try to squeeze out one last compliment or joke to maintain her interest. High-value men understand the power of leaving on a high note, exiting the conversation naturally and confidently, leaving her thinking, "Wow, I want to learn more about him." That's how you create lasting impressions and leave her anticipating your next encounter. Ending a conversation gracefully doesn't necessarily mean cutting things off abruptly or being rude. It's about skillfully reading the room, sensing when the conversation has reached its peak, and wrapping it up smoothly and organically. Instead of dragging on aimlessly and hoping for a perfect moment to extend the interaction, you create that perfect moment by strategically leaving at the right time. Think of it this way: it's always preferable to leave her wondering about you, craving another interaction, than to wear out your welcome, cause the conversation to feel forced or dull, and risk diminishing the initial attraction. Women remember how a conversation ends, that's the lasting impression they take with them, so when you conclude with confidence and grace, you leave her with a positive memory that will prompt her to think about you long after you've parted ways. You're not the guy who tried too hard or overstayed his welcome, you're the guy who left on his own terms, gracefully and naturally, leaving her with a sense of intrigue and anticipation. Practice ending things on a high note by consciously developing your ability to read social cues and sense when the conversation has reached its natural conclusion. Know when to leave, and do it confidently, regardless of how much you might want to prolong the interaction. Smile warmly, offer a brief but sincere goodbye, and walk away, allowing her to be the one contemplating what you didn't say and yearning to know more. It's always better to leave her wanting more than to linger too long and lose the magic. So, there you have it, 10 powerful ways to engage in conversations with women like a high-value man, grounded in the principles of Stoicism and focused on cultivating inner strength, self-assurance, and emotional control. Remember, it's not solely about what you say, but how you say it, how you carry yourself, and how you handle pressure. Women are inherently drawn to men who are in control of their emotions, who exude confidence, and who don't allow external factors to dictate their self-worth. Strive to be that man, and you'll find that your interactions with women, and with the world at large, will be transformed in profound and meaningful ways. If you're serious about transforming your dating life, cultivating genuine connections, and becoming a high-value man, hit that subscribe button right now to ensure you don't miss out on future content designed to empower you on this journey. Leave a comment below sharing which tip resonated with you the most and why. And if you're eager for more actionable strategies, explore our other videos focused on leveling up your mindset, improving your confidence, and living the fulfilling life you deserve. Thanks for watching, and remember, the power to transform your life lies within you.